Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EcoTech. My name's CaptainLazerGuns, and this is experiment number 2 as we go and try to recover Jebediah with our new vehicle. We aren't quite sure what the name is yet. We're thinking of calling it the Ground Walker or the Ground Driver. It has a lot of lights, as we usually collect our astronauts at night, so that the other rivalry space stations don't see the Walker, because the Walker is revolutionary. Look at that thing. It's amazing. It's got poles everywhere. It's got a rocket attached to the front in case you need to escape somewhere quickly. It's also got an upside down command capsule, because we here at EcoTech like to break the boundaries. And so we're just heading over to Jebediah. We're not sure how long this thing will actually last, because it runs on solar. As you can see, we've got about 5,000 volts to work with, so we're working nominal, and we're just gonna slowly make our way over to him. The big things on the side, they're not actually boosters, because they're facing the wrong directions. We would just be thrust into the ground. They are actually seismic punches. Now, Jebediah Kerman did have quite an experience before, so we sort of need to wake him up. So we'll just activate those in a second here. We'll turn off the lights and flash them at him. He'll be like, wow, what is that? And then he'll see that, and he'll be like, wow, an explosion. And he'll definitely know that we're coming. So that once we get over there, we're going to activate our gears so that the thing stops. Because without the gear, the landing gear, this thing just sort of rolls. It doesn't want to stop. What we were doing there is we're actually making sure that the legs were locked, so that when we activate our landing gear, the legs on that one don't suddenly fly open and start whacking everything. As you can see, we've got solar panels on this system, but it's nighttime, so we can't really use them because the sun is sleeping. So we are quite close to Jebediah. We're about 100 meters away from him. As you can see from our pitch meter down the bottom, we are now braking. Well, trying to brake. This thing takes a long time to brake, and we have to make sure that we're fully stopped before we activate the landing gear. Otherwise, it just sort of topples. It's not very good. As you can see, it just did a little bit of topple there. So we're activating the landing gear, and the landing gear on the rocket opened anyway. Because you know what? It does not abide by our rules. It does its own thing. It's a rebel. We try to use that rocket as minimal as possible. Now we're switching over to Jebediah, and then we realize that we made a mistake and we're still throttled up, even though we have no rockets on this system. But Jebediah may be freaked out. He's like, oh, don't come to me with your throttled upness. Oh. Jebediah is having some issues with his bones. I think they may all be broken. As you can see, he's walking around as if he's stuck in the ocean. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's having a very hard time staying alive. But he's getting somewhere. He's getting somewhere. Even though it's slow, he's getting there. And he's just too short for the ladder. So he needs to sort of jump. Jump, grab onto it. Come on, Jebediah. Come on. Are you on? Okay, he's on. Okay, so we're going to put him on this seat, and we're going to take him back to the facility, because we need Jebediah for some future missions. However, Jebediah would like to know if the rocket actually works. So we'll go to a nice, safe area. As you can see, a very nice turn there with our rocket. We're just changing some staging stuff there, because we did have some issues with the rocket before. Jebediah, we feel like he's not in the position to be in that rocket. He will probably die. And so we're going to send Bob. Bob is going to be our test subject today for the rocket. We'll just put up all of the legs. And it's quite a safe rocket. It's got a lot of safety measures. It does go really fast, really quickly though, which is a good thing for EcoTech, but a bad thing for Bob. So Bob just did his nice commando roll outside of the upside down command module. He'll be heading over to the opposite side of Jebediah Kerman. I think it's Jebediah Kerman. Or is it Jebediah Kerbal Kerman? Let's just call him Jeb. That's easy. And you can see we have quite a lot of lights on this thing. It's so that people know we're coming. So Bob is sitting in his seat. He's now going to leave his seat. He's going to make one small step for man, one giant leap for Kerbal kind. Jebediah is slowly bleeding out over there. And we'll just wait for Bob to get in the rocket, and then we'll give him the go-ahead to launch. Bob, this is EcoTech Control. You have full permission to launch. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. Oh. Alright, so, Bob is missing in action. Hopefully he can come back later. Bill, Lobden, and Jeb are still all okay though, so it's a semi-successful mission. If we lost Jeb, we wouldn't be able to go on. It's just the entire EcoTech systems would be stopped. We're speeding up time here, and for some reason it speeds up the rocket. And, oh, for some reason it also does that if you go too fast with the ship. So we'll activate the landing gear to make sure we don't go anywhere. And I think we can call this a successful mission. We've recovered the vessel. Jeb is safe, so is Bill and Lobden. Whatever his name is. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to EcoTech. Mission successful.